Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. Before we get started, let's get today's shout-out out of the way. Today's shout-out goes to Kevin Gamer 549. Kevin was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout-out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and I have a neat new airplane for you today. This is the XK A130. It is a, well, semi-scale model of the Xi'an Y20 military transport aircraft. Very interesting aircraft if you look at it. But what's special about this, folks, is that it is intended for beginners. It's a beginner flyer plane. It includes gyro stabilization that enables the plane to maintain level flight. You know, it's hard to roll over or tip over into the ground. If you let go of the sticks on the controller, this thing should automatically stabilize itself and level itself in flight. Now, what is special about this plane? Some folks are going to say, well, I've seen airplanes like this before. There's a C-17 two-channel aircraft that's out there. In fact, here is the C-17. For those wondering what's the difference between this and the C-17 aircraft that's out there. Well, this A130 is a lot bigger than the two-channel C-17. Okay, it's quite a bit bigger. And what else that is special about the Y30 is that it is a three-channel aircraft. Now, when I say three-channel, we can control the throttle, control the power of the throttle. That's one channel. We can control the yaw rate, or roll, if you will, too. You know, as you give it more yaw, it will also roll at the same time, by differential thrust on the two propellers, okay? If you want to turn to the right, this propeller is going to provide more thrust than the right propeller, the left propeller is, and it'll turn the aircraft to the right, and vice versa. If you want to turn to the left, that one's going to provide more thrust. If you want to climb and descend, you just provide more power to the plane and it'll go up or down. But also, we have now elevator control in the back. Now, this thing, again, is gyro stabilized, but you can turn off the gyro stabilization or minimize it so that you can do rollovers. While it's gyro stabilized, it can't roll over, it can't flip over, the gyros will prevent it. But you can turn that off by pressing this upper right button on the control, and that will enable you to do, I believe, loops of the aircraft. And along with other, I don't know, maybe it could do rollovers, we'll see. I doubt it can do that, but we can try it. Now, this is a big aircraft being powered by very small little motors. Okay, I'd say these are 720s. I'm looking at it right now. Maybe, yeah, about 720s it looks like. I haven't measured them yet. I will, and if I will measure them, and I'll include here what size motors they are here shortly with my calipers. But other things about it, again, I said it is three-channel. Now, here's what makes this special. Is this has a servo inside the tail that pushes up and down on this bell crank and pitch horn here to enable the elevator, or actually the whole tail, the whole horizontal stabilizer tilts up and down. That gives you full control of the aircraft, again, when you go into 3D mode so that you can do loops. This should enable it to loop. I don't know how well it's going to loop with these little motors, but we'll find out when we fly it here tomorrow. Other things you get in the box. You get the instruction manual, written in English, which is good. Reasonably done instruction manual. You get a charger. It's a WL Toys charger. Now, one thing about XK I believe is a subsidiary of WL Toys, and that's why you're getting a WL Toys charger. 3.7 volt charger, and it is a multi-port charger. You can charge two batteries on this simultaneously, although it will take longer depending on your source of power for this. It's a USB powered charger, so I recommend using a USB wall charger, like for your phone, to charge this particular battery. And the battery that you get is a pretty common 3.7 volt, 300 milliampere hour battery. The battery bay, I believe, can hold even larger than that, but here's its battery bay. It's pretty good size, so maybe up to 500 milliampere hour I would try. 500, 600 milliampere hour, 3.7 volt inside this. And additionally, you get a full spare, or set of spares. You get two propellers in effect, and a screwdriver. And the screwdriver is for disassembly and assembly of the aircraft. Now, let me talk about assembly of this aircraft. This comes fully assembled, folks. All I needed to do, almost fully assembled, was insert the landing gear into the aircraft. Other than that, it was ready to go out of the box. Now, there's a good point on that and a bad point on that. Good point on that is fully assembled little assembly required to get this in the air. It's ready to go out of the box. The bad point of it is, let me show you that box. It's a huge box because of the aircraft. Okay, I can't even fit it in the picture here. But because of this huge box, that increases the transportation or the shipping cost of this aircraft. I believe the shipping cost of this is like $15. That's why, folks, you're sending a huge box over the ocean to your door. That's why the shipping cost is expensive, because of the box. Because this thing is fully assembled, and you get a big shipping box. Now let's go over the controller. The controller is pretty basic. This left button here does nothing. The right button, again, turns off the gyro stabilization, so you can do flips and rolls. We'll try that in the field again. The left stick is throttle only. There is no yaw control. Right stick is pitch. And again, this right stick's going to adjust the horizontal stabilizer up and down, so you can do those rolls. And the left stick here is for adjusting the differential thrust on the motors to turn it right or turn it left. And you have an on-off switch here. And that's about it, folks. Very basic. Significant upgrade over the previous C-17 that we've flown previously. Notice how similar they are in design. Somewhat similar. Some people have complained that the Y20 is a copy of the C-17, but there are differences. You know, I see a lot of physical differences, like this section here is not on the C-17, but politics aside, let's take this out for a flight and see how it performs. Hope you enjoy this flight. Okay, we are out at one of my favorite flying fields. To start up the A130, all we do is insert the battery, plug it in, and then turn on the airplane. And put it on a flat level surface so its gyros can stabilize, and then turn on the transmitter, and you'll get a red blinking, and when you get a solid light, that means it is bound. So we are ready to turn or take off. Okay, checking the surfaces, look at the tail goes up and down. And also I wanted to show you that, yes, it is stabilized. See how it changes as I change the attitude of the pitch of the aircraft? So we are ready to go. So here's its first flight. Hope it flies. Throttle on. There it goes. Well, what do you know? It does fly. Now, its elevator probably could use a bit of adjustment. Here, I'm letting it go, and it seems to be descending a little bit. So you can adjust the pitch rods on that for that. But let's take it up higher, and I want to see, can it actually do a loop? I have my doubts, folks, but let's try it. Well, there we go. Just about barely did a loop. Okay, I got, you know, I have turned off the gyros now, or at least let me try to explain this. It's still stabilized, even though you turn off the, you go to 3D mode. Let's try that again. No, it won't let me do it again. It won't let me loop. So let me turn off stabilization. Stabilization's turned off. And loop it. Yeah, not enough speed. So, you know, I had my doubts it could do the significant loops, but I think you're going to have to go pitch down. Whoa. Pitch down real fast, folks. Be careful. I tried to get a pitch down to get some speed on it. Stabilized again. Oh, maybe it's not stabilized right now because it turned real fast. Okay, I can't get it to loop. I did it once, but again, you know, I think that this is too big of an airplane to be an acrobatic airplane. Although it flies nicely, it turns nicely too. There. Let me do that again. Hard turn. Diagonal turns. Sometimes it turns real fast, sometimes it don't. So, bringing it around. Yeah, you got to give it throttle and then it turns faster. Just like the other XKs that do this. Let me try to bring it in close so you can see this. We'll do close flybys. I'm going to quit trying to do the acrobatics with this thing. medium-sized little plane here. You know, it's not a toy. Well, it is a toy, but it's not toy-sized. You are going to need a big field to fly it like this, like I am flying it. It's just not. I don't know. I don't think it could fly well indoors. And say in a gym, I'm not sure. Maybe it could. Keep it up. I'm going back to beginner mode. Keep trying to do the loop, and it won't do a loop. Almost, but no loops. It's cool. It's a big airplane, or medium-sized airplane, not big, but bigger than most that you see with their 2 or 3 channel like this. You know, differential thrust airplanes, bigger than most of the toys. And bringing it around again. Let's do a flyby. Trying to do a flyby. There we go. A130. XK's been coming out with interesting airplanes. I mean, real interesting. They decided to try their hand at these differential thrust airplanes and making them 3 channel, including elevator control. That's neat. XK's innovative. I think I might have been still in advanced flight mode. Let me try the other button. Does it do anything? Yeah. But this gyro stabilization works well. Let go of the sticks and it levels itself. So it's working well. Trying to do figure eights in front of me here. You got to do diagonal on the stick here to make those hard turns. And then you'll get a little bit wobbly. I don't know what the flight time is on this, but I can't see it going for very long on that little 300 milliampere hour battery. Cool. Cool airplane. Now, I wonder what happens when that motor finally wears down. Does it glide well? I don't know if this will glide very well. Let's cut the throttle off. Oh yeah, it glides. Never mind. I was worried about it not gliding well, but it glides well. Let's try that again. We'll go up higher. Bring it around, going up, and then cut the throttle. Glides well, real well. Okay, so neat plane. Maybe you can keep it in a gym, keep flying in a gym, but you have to make hard turns with it. Flies a bit wobbly when you do that, when you make those hard turns. Some stalls there. Let's try that again. I'm going to bring it at me and then do a climb with that elevator. Well, elevator control is very pronounced on this. It really kicks in. So, yeah, wobbly again because I'm stalling it. Yeah, I'll do more gentle turns now so it doesn't get so wobbly. And coming down lower so we can fly close by. Neat plane. So yeah, great beginner's plane. This one is. I like how it came fully assembled. With the exception of the wheels, all you had to do was insert the wheels. 3 wheels. They just insert, no glue needed. The downside of that coming fully assembled is, you know, this is a good sized bird, so it comes in a big package, you know, to be shipped, and that costs extra, unfortunately, folks. When they ship a big package from China, that costs extra. So you know, they can't do the free shipping in that case. And in this case, it was $15 to ship this from China. Okay, battery's getting weak. Time to call it quits, folks. And it makes a nice little landing too. It descended there. The motor slowly dies down and it glides into a landing. So the XK A130, not a bad plane. I kind of like this one. It's easy to fly. Already assembled, ready to go out of the package. Just insert those wheels and make sure your battery's charged. And go flying. So I hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.